cycle, right? Okay, so
Cycle.
as the role, let me explain the role of the language evaluator. So every day we come here, we use all these new phrases, all these new terms, all this new vocabulary that we've learned. But how do we know if we're actually using it correctly? How do we know that we're saying it properly? That's my job. So when you come here, don't be afraid. If you have anything new you want to try out, just try it. This is the perfect experimental platform for you to learn English. Well, today I'm going to teach everyone about English speaking. English speaking might seem like a very complicated field because it's so diverse. It has so many concepts. So, to begin, I'd like to break this big field down into 3 small pieces. Your English pronunciation, your enunciation, and your intonation, which is also called your accent. Okay. Your pronunciation, 发音, your enunciation, 咬字的清晰及你的音调, and your intonation, 你的腔调. So, today, there's 3 possible mistakes you can make with your pronunciation. Pronunciation entails that each word, the syllables, if there's 5 syllables, you pronounce 5 syllables. You don't pronounce only 4, you don't add an extra syllable to become 6. So for example, today, right? This word is right there. Negative. But I heard someone say negative. So you missed 1 syllable. It's negative. Negative. If you say negative, I can still know what you mean, but you missed 1 syllable. Another situation is you add a syllable. For example, division, right? Someone accidentally said diversion. Diversion. To make a diversion means 声东击西. So the meaning is already completely different, just because you add an extra syllable. So these are 2 possible mistakes you can make with your pronunciation. One last mistake is that you pronounce 5 syllables or you pronounce 4 syllables. You get the number right, but you get 1 syllable wrong. I heard someone say expertise, like expertise, right? But it's expertise. It's actually the sound of an E. Expertise. So this is the 3rd possible mistake you can make with your pronunciation. So either you might miss 1 syllable, you might add a syllable, or you might get 1 syllable wrong. If you make any of these mistakes, your pronunciation is wrong. And also for your enunciation. Enunciation means that you have to be clear. And this is extremely important for words that have more syllables because they're harder to pronounce. For example, indecisive, procrastinate, exaggerated. They have more syllables, so you have to make sure that your mouth can form these sounds very clearly and very loudly. Exaggerated, procrastinate, indecisive. So you rush through it, it becomes indecisive. You might miss some syllables, or you might just slur them all together. But what we want to do is to make sure every syllable is pronounced clearly. That is the goal of enunciation. So for enunciation, slow down and make your mouth bigger. Make sure all the syllables come out correctly. But what about intonation? Intonation is your accent. Some people might think that intonation is the most important part of all 3 of these. But let's do a survey first. Who thinks your pronunciation is the most important? Please raise your hand if you think pronunciation is the most important. Okay, who thinks enunciation is the most important? Okay, and who thinks accent is the most important? Well, actually, all of them are very important. But the thing is, with accent, right? If you take an airplane to India, right? You hear the announcement. Welcome to Mumbai International Airport. Please bring your boarding ticket and come to the boarding gate. Your flight will depart shortly. You can still understand them just because the accent is different. But why? Because the pronunciation and enunciation are all correct. Even if you go to Singapore, you will see, hey, Teddy, why you come to school today? It's Monday, right? So this is an accent. You can still understand every single word. Hey Terry, why do you come to school today? You can understand every word. The accent is different, but you can understand these. So one final thing about intonation. This is the mistake that Chinese speakers make. This is why American speakers and Chinese speakers sound different when you're saying an entire sentence. The reason is that in Chinese, we use different sounds for each syllable. 每个字都有一声、二声、三声、七声。But in English, you don't have sounds for different syllables. You have them for the entire sentence. You stress different words to give meaning, to ask a question, to show emotion. A simple sentence would be like this. So any Taiwanese speaker would just read it out like this. Let our future benefit your future. There's nothing wrong. Pronunciation is correct. Enunciation is correct. But your accent sounds extremely Taiwanese. But now let's find out why. What's the difference? An American speaker would say, let our future benefit your future. What's the difference? Two words are stressed. Our and your. American speakers will do this very naturally. They don't even look for which words to stress. When they read it, they just say, let our future benefit your future. In Chinese, we don't give any stress to any words. We stress words, syllables, individually, but we don't look for the stress in the sentence. I don't have time to teach you exactly how every single word should be stressed, but today is a time to let you learn this new concept. Just like the debates, you can learn the new concept of logic. You can learn the new concept of sportsmanship. For now, with these new concepts, I can change the way you think. And with that change, you can change yourself. Thank you.